Hi traders. So quite a few of you have asked me about optimization. What is it and why is it useful? And I feel that optimization is one of the most useful things you can use and have as a skill to be able to find settings. I mean, the markets are changing all the time, and if you have a trading robot which you can optimize, so find new settings for in the current market conditions, it gives you an advantage. It means you can keep utilizing the trading robot for new market conditions. So what I've done here is I've made a trading robot. It's called the Forex Simple Robot. And how it works is it will either buy or sell an instrument with a stop loss and take profits on a particular day at a particular time. And it sounds really simple, and it is really simple because sometimes the best strategies are really simple. I'm not saying that this is a great strategy, but this is more of a way to show you how optimization works. So what we want to do is find out if there is a possibility that this could be profitable. So what I mean by this is we are going to look at finding a setting for a particular instrument where it's buying or selling at a particular time, as in any time during the day, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So the way I do this is you basically click on the variable boxes, which you can have all the different settings for. So for example, if this is set as true, it's going to only buy. If it's set as false, it's only going to sell. So you don't have to look at the value, you just look at start and step and stop. So what this means is it's going to go false and buy. So basically two settings, buying or selling. And if I tick all these ones, what this means is we're going to look at selecting a stop loss from 50 points to 2000 points in steps of 20. So it's going to check 50, 70, 90, and so on and so on. Same for the take profit. It's going to check every setting between 50 to 2000 in steps of 20. And then trading days, because Monday to Friday is only five variables. So start of one, in steps of one, go to five. So it'll go through all the different combinations and permutations of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and each one signifying a different day. And then for the trading hours, 0 to 23, that's the 24-hour clock. We're going to go by hour, so it'll check every single one. And by minutes, I'm not going to go every single minute, but what I'm going to do is go from 0, so on the hour, and then quarter past, so every 15 minutes it'll do half an hour, because 15 plus 30 up to the last one, which is 45. So we should be trading at every 15-minute segments. And what this means is these are the number of permutations. So this one has 2 steps, 98, 98. And if you've done anything to do with maths and understand permutations, you'll know that this is almost 1 million permutations that the system will go through. And then you simply select the instrument you want to have a look at. Eurodollar, for example, I'd select that. You can choose whatever time frame, put in how much you want to put in your backtest deposit. I tend to put a high number just so that I don't get any problems with low values. And then the only other thing is you're making sure you've got the lot size. So I know that Eurodollar you can trade 0.01, but obviously if you're checking something else, for example, if you're looking at oil, for example, you should always look at the specifications. So XTI is oil. If you right click and go to specifications, there's a minimum size here. You can see obviously minimum volume is 0.5, and obviously if you put in oil and you put 0.01, you're not going to get any profitable settings, because at a minimum it needs to be 0.5. And then all you do is click start and you'll go through all the combinations. I'm not going to do this now because I've done a few optimizations. I'm going to show you what some of these look like. Once you have done this, it will literally allow you to go and look all the previous optimizations that you've made. I made one on gold. What you see is every dot represents one of these combinations, and every single one's all million should be here. Well, not million dots, but it would have gone through the settings. Some obviously settings will have the same results, but it's represented all of these here. And if you go to the optimization results, this is what it tells you. It tells you which combination. So all these combinations here, these are the variables which are slightly different from each other, and how did they fare up against these different settings. And yeah, you can then filter and select on each of these. Now, when I do the optimization, I always do it from a few months. So, August to January this year is not much time, but what I then want to do is I find these profitable settings, and what I'll do is then I'll run the backtest on a larger time frame. And what this means is we get to see how the trading robot performs on data that it hasn't seen. Obviously, if you've just taken this and it looks fantastic, it's you're curve fitting. You've given it a specific amount of data. It's found the best setting, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it will be profitable. It's just worked for that particular time frame. So what you need to do is you need to extend your back test. So I will then put this to 0, 1, and then I'll run each of these back tests to see if we can find something successful. So let me just show you, for example. So if I go back to 0, 8 and go to the optimization, I pick the one of the highest profit factor and I run a single test. This will run a back test for you. So you click on graph, it will show you, and you think, wow, this looks fantastic. This is perfect, right? This is absolutely perfect. But now if you have to extend it, so wait for this to stop, it'll stop. Extend it to 0, 1. So it wouldn't have seen the first 7 months of data. It's only seen from month 8 to January this year. And then you run the same, keep the settings if you click start, and you'll see what happens. So yes, it's actually not too bad. So it hasn't seen the first 8 months. So you'll see from here to here, it's not seen, but yet it's still profitable. You see that? So it's gone up in a couple of losses, but overall it's done quite well. And then if I see that's still profitable, I'm probably bring it back 2023, and let's see if that is profitable. See a lot more negative. So you see this one, it hasn't seen this data. That is a big drop here. And what I'll do is really look for one which will work for a longer amount of time, because you want something which is universal and will work as long as possible. If you see something like this, you know that it's quite finite. Plus, there aren't that many trades here. If you go to the back test, you'll see what we've had, 100 trades, 204 because the one's opening, one's closing, and the profit factor is actually quite low across data that it's not seen. And then it can be quite painstaking to go for, but then you'll just go through, perhaps look at recovery factor, look for no factor, look for the highest recovery factor, perhaps right click. Let's run a test. So this will run it from 2023, and let's see what this looks like. So once again, this big drawdown here before it starts to move up. See, from 5th of October 2023, looks like it started to go up, but I want something where I can see a consistent move all the way up. I don't like the fact that it's not profitable here, which means after this point, it may do the same thing. It might drop all the way down. So we just have to keep looking to see what we could find. So maybe another one. I'll try to find something that's not too close. We need the settings to be slightly different. This one here, perhaps. I've selected this one. You can see all these ones were 4, 3, 30. This one's slightly different. 2, 11, 15. So quite a different setting. Let's right click. Let's click on this one. Let's run the test again. I think this is slightly better, but still no big drop, but it's not too bad actually. But you can see it's kind of not moved anywhere for almost a year before it starts to move up. So that, yeah, not good. So look for another one that's different. 211, 15 we had there, 211, 15, 211, 15 again, 210, Okay, let's try this one perhaps. And sometimes you do not find anything, so you just have to move on. And one of the reasons why sometimes it takes so long is because you're testing these settings all the time to look for something which can work. Did we try that one, 213? Let's go on profit factor again. Let's go on profit factor. Let's see the one that's different. Looks completely different. See, the profile looks different, but yet this one is not profitable. This one had a good start actually. Dropped a bit. I mean, this one actually could be one which could work. You see, it's off the bat, even from. I mean, like I said, with data that it has optimized against, we've only really optimized from here, right? From August 2024. But if you take this figure from here, it's already at it's made 600, and we started off. So yeah, I mean, this one potentially could work. And if, say, for example, this is the one you want, you can look at the back test. So 1.89 profit factor, which is pretty good. Not happy about the history quality. That's not, don't know what it says, 0%. But ideally, you want to make sure it's got good history. You can see these were only long trades, 92% successful. And then if you want to keep this setting, so these are the settings. You can right click and you can save it, and this will give you the set file. So this is a really basic trading robot which I've made. If you're a Patreon member, you can download it. You can use it for yourself, for your own trading. My next steps really is, once I've found something that could work, I will put it onto a demo account, maybe run it for a while, give it a good sample of data, good amount of time to test to make sure it's profitable, and it starts to look quite good and follows if you extrapolate the back test, if it looks like this kind of graph, then yeah, you can continue with it. And as soon as things start to look a bit hairy, you take it out, and you can keep doing this. You can do this. Obviously, this one is for pound, sorry, not for pound, for gold, but you can run optimizations across everything, and you can build trading robots to do the same thing. And sometimes it is the most basic of trading robots which could be successful. So this one is very, very basic, but you can see if we were to use it, it would have made a profit. Yes, this is a 10 grand account, but then you can also put it down to, say, 1,000 to see what kind of drawdowns you could get if you were simulating a $1,000 account starting 2023 with this strategy. Click on start, and let's see if it blows up. So obviously got to 6. Let's let it run. Yeah, so if you took this as a $1,000 account, you probably think you're doing quite well, but suddenly you go from 1,600 back to almost a starting point here. So it's lost almost 60% in that one drop, but it recovers, and at the end of the time, you would end up double your money. So if you look at the back test, you'll see the it was 30%, was it? So almost 40% drawdown on a $1,000 account, that you end up with a gross profit of more than double, more than 100%. And you can look at the other stats. So yeah, this is just a quick video to show you about optimization. I hope that was useful for those who don't know anything about optimization. The idea is, we build up lots of different types of trading robots, and we look for settings which could work. And if you can build a portfolio of settings, then you can build a successful trading portfolio, which allows you to generate money on your account. So yes, that's it. And I will leave all the links. If you're a Patreon member, I'll leave this in the Patreon group where you can utilize and use for yourself, and obviously run tests. Speak to you later.